Hey guys, so today we're going to discuss weightlifting for beginners. So in the previous videos we've actually discussed just program design, variables, looking at linear periodization, interlinear periodization, and now let's discuss, alright, what if you're a beginner? What if you're just starting out? Alright, so a couple things you want to take into account, and I'll just give you a couple tips on like what to look for and like what to think about when you're, if you're either like going to work out by yourself or if you're starting with a coach. Alright. First things first, always want to perfect technique. So perfect your weightlifting technique. These will help you to learn the proper like motor engrams, which will help which movement patterns to properly exercise and not get hurt as you progress through a program. Because when you're beginning, we're gonna start with weights, 15 to 20 reps, right? So about here we have low intensity, high volume. So 60 to 8%, 1 rep max, 8 to 20 reps. So fairly like moderate to high volume. Obviously, you'll start more like the 15 to 20, and then you can progress to about 8 reps, and don't go less than that. So as you're getting close to the 8 reps, you want to make sure that your motor engrams, your movement patterns are like really on point. The technique is perfected. That way you can stay away from getting hurt. Okay, so it's really important that you do that. If you're looking to lose weight, so if your goal is weight loss, that's why you're going into a weight training program. Again, we want to focus on major muscle groups and short rest periods. So over here we have a bunch of like variables, training variables. So we'll talk about, we have sets, reps, intensity, tempo, rest, all the variables we talked about before. All right, so if you're looking at short rest periods, you're gonna be looking at about, let's say 30 seconds, so closer to 30 seconds. The 180 seconds will be a little bit more for anyone looking to like really focus on strength gaining and not looking to lose weight. This is someone that's just like maybe like a teenager that's looking to start getting into weightlifting for a sport or so, okay? So we have that, major muscle groups with short rest periods. That will just enhance, the weight loss function because it will keep your metabolism up and it keep you moving, okay? The major muscle groups helps you to focus on just the bigger groups of muscles, which will help you to burn more calories as you're working out. All right, so just stay on top of that. So let's go back to here. We have 15 to 20 reps. So that can lead to a major gain in strength, just because most of the progress is going to be neural for the first, let's say, first 4 to 6 weeks. Right, most of the progress is going to be neural. So looking at nervous system function, getting the movement patterns down, again, motor engrams, all that comes within the first 4 to 6 weeks of the weight training program. So you want to make sure that you stay with the high repetitions and really let the body like develop with these movements, because they can get pretty complex and fairly difficult. Right, and as you progress, you start doing some more like powerlifting exercises or Olympic lifting, like some power cleans, some snatches. Those are a lot more, those are higher intensity and just more complex exercises to put together. They require different, like a combination of the movements that you learn when you're just starting out. So really make sure you have that foundation set so you combine multiple movements into one powerful movement, okay? So yeah, don't train to exhaustion. Again, first 4 to 6 weeks is mostly a neural adaptation and training, right? So you don't want to go to exhaustion and like really shock your nervous system, because it's gonna take a little longer to recover that way, and you can overtrain, you can hurt yourself. So you just want to be careful of that. All right, so if you're a beginner, just take your time, be careful, make sure you have enough rest. Don't go outside at 30 seconds to maybe 180 second rest time, but just stay within that time and don't go shorter than that, and don't go too long past that either. Okay, 1 to 5 rep max loading. You don't want to really introduce that until like 1 to 2 years of consistent weight training. Make sure it's really good quality. This all depends on the person as well. Think about the person's training age, right? So if someone hasn't really been doing anything for the past 5 years, and you really want help them develop and like build up a strong foundation. If someone took maybe like 6 months off of training or 3 months off of training, they may be able to go into that 1 to 5 rep max after about maybe a year of training, consistently. But really focus on consistency first, and that way you can really train for a long time and stay in really good shape for a long time. The last thing you want to do is get hurt and have to start back over, and then take a break and then start back over again. So really commit to like the change that you're gonna start. All right, if you really want to see a difference in your body, see a difference in your strength, and just feel better. Okay, so let's go over a couple like program design. We already looked at the variables and the training frequency. All right, so program design, if you're doing station training, so that's one exercise at a time. You're looking at 4 to 7 exercises in your program. If you're doing circuit training, which it could be 2 exercises, it could be 3 exercises, like back to back to back before you rest. you're looking at about 6 to 18 exercises in your program, and that, the station and the circuit could still take up the same amount of time, because if you're doing a station, then you're going to do one exercise and rest, and then again do the exercise and then rest. With the circuit, you're doing 2 or 3 exercises and resting, so that's why you can do multiple exercises within the circuit training. So again, it comes back to your goal. If you're looking for weight loss, you're probably going to be doing the circuit training, just again to continue burning calories and keep your body moving. And station training, if you're looking for like specific techniques that are a little harder, or higher weights, higher intensities, you're gonna need a little more rest in between, so you wouldn't really superset in that case. All right. So we look at the variables again. So sets, reps, intensity, tempo, and rest. So sets, we have 2 to 3 sets. Reps, 8 to 20. Right. Remember, you can start high, 15 to 20. Then you can come back. As you progress, you come down. You increase the intensity, come down the repetitions. So intensity, 60 to 80%. So if you have that 60% intensity, you'll be closer to 20 reps. 80% intensity, you'll be closer to 8 reps, all right? And then in between, if you're at like 70%, you'll be closer to about maybe 12 to 16 or so. All right. Tempo could vary. All depends on the exercise. What you're looking to get from the exercise. So we can have a really explosive tempo, which again you probably won't have in a beginner phase, but in the future you might have like really explosive, like an X0X tempo. Beginner phase, you're probably gonna see like a 202 or like a 201. So just really controlling the weight, especially during the eccentric phase. Really controlling the weight as you either lower the weight or bring it down. Whatever exercise is. And then the rest periods, again, 30 to 180 seconds, and that all depends on what the goals are, what the exercise is, what the intensity is. So all these variables come together and like they create one program. Or you can't just focus on one variable to look at the entire picture and the entire spectrum of variables. Okay. And then frequency of training. The first 1 to 2 weeks you can do 2 sessions a week would be okay. It'll be enough. But after week 3 and on, you want to get 3 to 4 sessions in a week. It could be doing your homework on your own. Be with your coach. Just make sure you're getting those sessions in, because you want to enhance like the motor engram learning. Okay, you want to make sure you continue learning, continue making progress. You don't want any setbacks, and you don't want to increase your risk of injury. So once you get started, like really commit to making that change and just starting on like a brand new journey. Okay, so that's just a couple tips for weightlifting for beginners. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Also, check out the website, DekhanaWellness.com. Thanks.